I want to tell you something that's going to keep you invisible no matter where I send you. No matter where you go off the apps, this way, that way, left, right, and center. This is the thing that's going to keep you invisible to everyone if you don't change this. So I had this sister, she was on the apps 5 years and was like, I can't find someone, I don't know what it is. And so many guys would look at that profile and bounce, and she didn't know why, and even the good ones. But her biggest problem was herself, and she couldn't see her blind spot. So that sister, for example, the one with the 5 years, she's now married with her first child. But her biggest problem was herself, and she couldn't see her blind spot. Welcome to the Mindful Muslimah Speaks podcast, a safe space to learn and grow into the best version of yourself that you're always meant to be. I'm your host, Mindful Muslimah, a mom of 5, big sister to the community, and a licensed educator with 25 plus years and supporting tens of thousands of Muslim women worldwide. Now, I'm excited to share a ton of solutions to your problems on love, relationships, life balance, reconnecting with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, getting back on track, and more. So grab a cup of coffee and close out those tabs. These next 20 to 30 minutes are all about you. Let's get started. If you're tired of dating apps and you're like, oh my gosh, if I get off them, which you might offload once in a while, then how am I ever going to get married? Because I don't go out there, I'm busy, maybe I'm working all the time, or I just don't have a place to go find guys. This is your episode. I've helped women, thousands in fact, find their path to guys who would be actually marriageable, and in a way that is offline as well. So we can teach offline, we can teach online, and that way they can find someone's their perfect match. Now, by the end of this video, you know exactly where to look, what to say, and how to tell if he's going to be for you. And before we start, just hit the subscribe button. And if you feel it's good, save for later so you can use it when you're ready. All right, now let's first talk about how it's not that simple. I know, right? Because you've been doing this for a while. But let's talk about the advice you might typically get, whether you want it or not, from an auntie or at a wedding or just maybe your own mom or dad. It's just like, oh my gosh, just take a break from the apps and just make dua. Why are you on the apps anyway? Or, maybe you're being too picky. You're being too picky. This is why you need to lower your standards, right? So all that is vague advice. Instead, let's find out the actual places to go and what to do inside them. The 3 paths. Let's do it. All right. Now we're going to go to the first place that I call the vetting room. And this is a place where people have been vetted more than just a photo. What do I mean by that? Well, you're going to go to places like a fiqh class, a tafsir class, a workshop. And if you're having that thought in your mind, wait a minute, I've already done that. Just pause a minute. Different angle here. All right. And you're not going in there going like, oh my gosh, I hope he's in the room. Have you ever seen those? I saw those a lot. Like last week we were doing a food truck, my husband and I, because he owns a restaurant, and we're doing the food truck. And at the food truck, my daughter was like, why does everybody look like they're dressed up for the food truck event like they're going to a wedding? And what it really was a whole bunch of guys and girls dressed up hoping they might meet somebody there. And that's okay, but you're going to food truck places with food. It doesn't mean he's going to be at your level. So a lot of you guys want religious men, and you're like, how do I vet him? How do I do that? But you're not in religious spaces. Do you know what I mean? You want to go to like regular college campus, food truck events, like just random like hangout stuff, cafe. But you want to go places where people who actually worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala go. What do? They're usually people who are searching for ilm. They're searching for knowledge. They want to be closer to Allah, and they're active. Don't you want a guy who's active, who memorizes Quran and stuff like that? So you got to put yourself in those spaces. Now, you're not going into those spaces so you can like go scope him out and like look for guys because you're going there because you want to actually learn. Okay, you're going there because you actually want to learn tafsir and all that stuff, Arabic, because when you do better, you're closer to Allah and you can sense things so much clearer. So you're there like for learning, but don't do what most women do. They make that mistake of when the class is over, they get up and they leave because they're like so like introvert. That's me too. I know. It's not easy, but you got to like get in with the other sisters. And I tell sisters this all the time, like, there's other sisters there, whether it's, I wouldn't go for like maybe the aunties and stuff that are in the room, but like people who are your age where they have access to other brothers, cousins, people who are looking for marriage on the guy's side. Like I think 1 or 2 of my daughters is how they actually found their husbands. They went to some classes, and it doesn't, have to be right in your area. If you feel creeped out by that, you can go a town or 2 or 3 over if it makes you feel like less desperate. Cause I know sometimes people feel that way, but you're not, it's cool. So you go there and you get in with the girls and then you let them know you're looking for marriage. And they're like, I have a brother. She's actually cool. Like, do you think she should go with like Farouk? And then like they start talking like that. And that's a lot of the times how it works. All right, this path is called the activated network. Now, this is one where you guys struggle a lot, and you tell me. When I do coaching, a lot of women say, like, my parents and I weren't on the same page. So that's, first of all, really important. But besides that, once you think bigger, if you had 10 people in your life who were actively looking for you, actively helping. For example, in the coaching program, I'm helping, right? All the women in the group are helping. This network can be something, even if you don't know how to build it now, you can figure it out. So let's talk about the vetted system. So like if you don't have family or friends that are going to help you, just hold up a second. I understand what you're dealing with. I hear it all the time. But I want to first talk about kind of like how to do it if you could. So what you're going to do basically is you're going to think of, first of all, you have to get on the same page with your parents. For those of you who are like, I don't even know how to approach my dad. I've been doing it with my mom. You're in a bad place already. I'm just going to be honest. Allah's not going to bless something where you're just skipping out your wali because you think he doesn't qualify. Like I did other things on that. I think on YouTube, I'll talk about it, but we can always talk on a 20-minute call. I have a link, but like, just hold up on that. So let's pretend you have this family and you told them you need to first know that they're all looking in the right places and they're looking for you in the right way. For example, I have sisters that are like, oh my gosh, my mom's on one of those WhatsApp groups or CVs and stuff, and they're looking for guys that will never match her, bringing them to the house, and she's doing like sit-ins and meetings like one after the other, exhausted, too shy to tell them that they're not interested. So you have to get on the same page in terms of the qualifications of what you're looking for. That's really, really key. And then once you do that, right, there's a way to get your network. But think about if walimas, like all the family events, everybody, you had a good key 7 to 10 people looking for you and they all knew like your qualifications. That's you having a massive network that you are not tapping into. And if you're like, I don't even have support like that, I can tell you how to do it. Like I said, that's why I do coaching. That's why I do this. But that vetted system is path number 2, and it is gold if you do it right. Third and last path is the service path. I see a lot of people mostly staying home. Now think about it. If you were home before on your phone, if you're an introvert and you're scared to go outside, I get it. I am an introvert too. But like I've told you guys before, introverts are introverts. They're generally quiet. They don't like to mix with people. But when there's things they're passionate about, they talk, right? That's why I have this. I'm sure you have your passion, right? So here's the thing. You have to get outside. Right? You have to get outside. So think about service, right? Part of what we're supposed to do as Muslims for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is go out. So imagine if you went out and you volunteered. So for example, for me, I used to do like food pantries, multiple ones across New York, and I used to help. And I used to do groups for women who are new to Islam to welcome them and do shahada packages. I used to do stuff where I would help people bring their voice in voting. Like whatever it is, I was out there. And eventually what happens when you keep showing your face is you make a name for yourself of the type of person you are. Oh, she's the one who helped with that homeless thing. Oh, she's the one who helped that sister over here. Oh my gosh, her character is like this or that. I'm not shouting like what people said about me. I'm saying that you're creating a way for people to know you and know the goodness about you. And they're naturally in their head going to be like, oh my gosh, she would be great with Ahmed. Or, you know, whatever guy, because they think your character would match someone else's character. But people can't see your character if you sit at home and watch a Netflix series. They can't see you, and if all you do is scroll TikTok all day. You have to get outside in that service of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and He's naturally going to bring people that are going to be like able to point you to other people. Now, again, in those spaces, you're making friends, making connections. As I'm talking about this, because it's so far from what people do now, some of you are cringing. Just the thought of this is like, ugh. But you have to push your faith over fear. I keep saying this. Where is your tawakkul in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? We can't sit back and do nothing. That's not how tying your camel works. You can't sit home and expect money to come from the sky and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is just going to give you a guy. That's not how it works. What are you doing? Right? Some of you guys want, like, oh my gosh, I want a guy who is working in the community. He does this and that. Do you work in the community? Do you do this and that? Like, where are you to match that guy? Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is looking out for him too. So path number 3 is service. Get yourself out there. And lastly, I'm going to say the mistake a lot of people are going to make here is go, oh, there's nothing in my area. I look like last year and there's nothing. Here's the thing. At the end of the day, if you really want it, you're going to do it. And if it's really meant for you, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is going to help you. He can say, kun fayakun, be it, and it is. You're putting limits on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala when you say things cannot be done. I know you're like, no, I'm not doing that. But you are though, because you're saying something can't be done and He can do anything. But the question is, what are you doing right now? Are you going to go out or not? Path 3, the service path. Okay, so before I give you the last part, I want to tell you something that's going to keep you invisible no matter where I send you. No matter where you go off the apps, this way, that way, left, right, and center. This is the thing that's going to keep you invisible to everyone if you don't change this. And mostly it's your attitude, your story. I'm the one who's going to tell you. If you keep thinking, I've done this, done there, can't do this, and that's your entire attitude, that is going to catch up with you. You can do so much. So many women have struggled for so long and they don't know why. So I had this sister, she came to me. She, for 5 years, okay? So first of all, she was on the app. She was on the apps 5 years and was like, when she came to me, like, I can't find someone, I don't know what it is. Little backstory on the sister, little T. She was somebody who before had a really bad marriage, got divorced. There was verbal abuse and there was actual physical abuse. She had so many fears. So when she first showed me her profile, and I've showed some of you guys this before on the free school community that we have, totally anonymous of her. I don't say her name. Zero judgment. So we put her on there, right? And she shows me her profile. I said, like, let me see what you're putting out there. It was like bullet, 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 bullet. You cannot be like this. You must be like that. You must be praying. You must be this. You must not have had been married before. Like whatever she has. So she has like a bullet list. It's very long. And you know what? When I see that list as a woman, I don't actually think bad of that. I think, gosh, that's great detail, right? The type A in me is like, ooh, that's sufficient. But a guy seeing that is like, that looks like a tough go. And I'm out. And so many guys would look at that profile and bounce, and she didn't know why. And even the good ones. Now, what we did inside of coaching is I said to her, look, you're putting all your fears out here on your face. Like, you have to stop being so afraid and pointing for people and less abrasive. And let's talk about a better way to word this, right? So I show her instead in the profile how to put it differently. Like, I'm open to a guy like this. I envision a family where I see us in service of that. It was like us and we and our. And so a guy could look at this profile and go, like I could see myself in this woman's life. But that's not what this video is about, right? This is about finding love offline. So here's the thing. It wasn't just about the profile and this. It was the way she spoke. Okay. Some of you, the reason you're going to stay invisible is even when I put you in these situations, no matter where I put you, I told you left, right, and center. If you don't change the way you think, the way you speak, your energy, good guys will leave, because she was a bit abrasive, but mostly because she led in fear. And I have worked with some sisters like this where everything is about, I'm so afraid I'm going to miss a red flag. I'm so afraid a guy's going to be dishonest and I'm going to find out later. Now, if you have a real process, that does not happen. By Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allahu alam, like anything can happen. But the chances are very slim if you have an approach that has multiple times within your vetting that you can catch these things. So that sister, for example, the one with the 5 years, she's now married with her first child, but her biggest problem was herself, and she couldn't see her blind spot. So the reason some of you might stay invisible no matter where I point you is you can't see your blind spot. She didn't realize she was speaking in this way, and there was a better way that guys would be attracted to, a softer way that still allowed her to have her list. I didn't take away her stuff. I didn't tell her she was too picky. If you have people doing that, you're too much. No, we can keep those things you want and layer them in a way that men who are compatible with you will want to be with you, inshallah ta'ala. So this is the way we have to learn how to talk. So this is the thing I want you to put in the back of your head. And this is something you're struggling with, and this totally resonates with you. Then this is something that we can help, right? Go down below. There's a link. As I told you, we have a free school. We have 20-minute calls. If you want to do the free school, it's an awesome community. We all rally around you and, you're learning. But if you want something way faster and something personal with me, and I'll make you your plan like I did the other sister and get it going super fast this year, then hit the 20-minute call, because then we'll talk. But this is something that's super key that I think so many women miss. Now, a little bonus piece on how to tell if he's ready for you. One, I've made a million videos. Like one of the last ones I think I have in here, either it's up at this time or not, will be in August, is about how to tell if he's religious or not. A lot of you guys stress about that. So I give like these 3 points. That's that. But at the end of the day, there's a pattern. There's a season and a pattern. And I talk about it in that one. So I want you to just like write that one down. If you see it on YouTube, save it. That's going to be the one that's going to help you. So bonus tip, if you go to that one, that's the one that's going to get you through. Now, lastly, I want to say, if marriage has been hard, I know. So many of you have everything set up. You have your career, you have your friends, maybe you're planning some solo travel trips. You feel like life is full. And one, maybe you don't even want to change that up because maybe a guy come in and disrupt that and you won't have that happiness. Or maybe you just feel completely lonely and feel like for some reason now in the core of your being, it's time to have love, because no matter how much you fill yourself with all those things, if you're missing, ibadah with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and you're missing this love of having your own family, right? Eid morning, right? Doing things in Ramadan together, traveling together. If that part is a void, there's nothing that will fix that until you prioritize this. So I'm so glad you joined us in this podcast. Definitely check out those 3 paths. If you want any support with it, click the link below. Like I told you, we can talk, but let me know in the comments, like which of these 3 are ones that you're thinking about, you've tried, you want more information. Like, let me know what you've been doing, and I'll see you in the next podcast. Assalamu alaikum, rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.